Now at Jerusalem. It's the beginning of January 2022, one of my first videos of this year. And what you can see there is the wall of the city from the 16th century, built by Suleiman the Magnificent, Suleiman the Ottoman Sultan. And you can see Zion Gate that we are using today. If you want to go to the tomb of King David, the room of the Last Supper, the house of Mary, this is the way. But in front of us, down there, you can see the Zion Gate of the 6th century. Remember, that city was built on top of so many cities. Someone came, destroyed the city. The other one who destroyed it built his city on top of it. Then it's kind of layers of cities. Here you can see the gate from 6th century, and beneath us there's a huge Byzantine church. Now, what I'm going to do now, we are on the way to the Wailing Wall, to the Western Wall, but I won't take you through the tourist way. I will take you through the ramparts. And everyone can do that. It costs nothing. And look at the train. I don't know if you can see it. That's a train that takes some visitors from Jaffa Gate to the Western Wall. But there's a traffic jam because the students are leaving now school, and those buses here to take them. You can hear the train trying to tell them go away. Yeah, I can show you the train. It won't help them a lot. Here it is, the yellow train. We just left the Armenian quarter and entering into the Jewish quarter. And let me try not to die. Here, the train trying to move. They can, if the other bus will let them do that, they can. Hi. Then we might see the train soon, if the buses will let them go. If not, you won't see it, because we are walking. It's easier. It's a little bit steep, but it's beautiful. Then the Jewish quarter is new, mainly because it's been destroyed by the Jordanians in 1948. But the story is about the walls now. You can see some of the remains of the church. It's a huge one, and there's so many things to see there. Sadly, they're still renovating, and I'm not sure that they will open it to the public one day. I've been there only twice in my lifetime. All right, you can hear the train. Hello, train. Hello to you. All right, they will reach the Western Wall earlier than me. But are we rushing to somewhere? No, we are not. In front of you is Mount of Olives, and the sun actually marks you the tombs, the cemetery, Jewish cemetery, from the day of King David, like 3,000 years ago until now. The Jews believe that when the Messiah will come, there will be the first one who will resurrect. I mean, the one who's buried there. On top of the mount, you can see a tower, and that's almost the same story. The idea is that Jesus actually ascended from there, and he will come back from there too. Then in that case, the resurrection time for the Christians will be there. The Muslims have the same story. Allah will come and build a bridge between Mount of Olives and Jerusalem, and all the good disciples will cross it safely. We are in Batei Machaseh Road. Then if you want to follow me, you don't need a map, just use Google Map. Then, now we are touching the walls. Someone is very happy. Yo, Mazel Tov! Mazel Tov! All right, someone is very happy. Someone is getting married. I mean, we saw it. Oh, beautiful. Then this is City of David down in the valley. Difficult to see it from here, but it's a beautiful tour to take, and that's the beauty of that video. I don't know what I'm gonna take. It's like I'm getting messages and then I'm taking it. I didn't plan to do that. I know that I'm heading to the Western Wall, Wailing Wall. I didn't know from where, and we saw the train, and we saw that happy Hasidic Jews, and they sang about God. How good is God? How good is God? How good is God? Something like that. But I could take the 38 minibus to reach the Western Wall, but it's nicer just like that, and you will see a lot from here. Then it's better. It's better. If you're following me, you know that I wanted to reach 100k subscribers to show my daughter that I'm a YouTuber. I mean, she doesn't believe in it. She said that I'm an old guy. An old guy cannot be a YouTuber. And because of you, I reached that mission. And now she knows that I'm a YouTuber, but it doesn't mean that I don't want you to continue to subscribe me. It makes me happy to know that I'm talking to people. Then I'm talking to you. Then if you want to ask me questions, you can use YouTube messages. You can use my Instagram, professional Instagram, and professional Facebook. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. We're gonna find it at the description of that video. Another thing that you will find at the description is the link for Buy Me a Coffee. Through there, you can support me if you want, only if you can, and you can buy some all this stuff like crosses, Bibles, and I will bless it for you anywhere at the Old City, and I will send the Bible to your house as well. Then you will have your own private video on YouTube with your names, only if you want. But look what we're actually seeing here. It's amazing, isn't it? Let me sit a little bit, because there's so many things to talk about. All right, I'm sitting on the wall. No, I'm not sitting on the wall. I don't want to fall. Then, let's start with it. Mount of Olives, we already know that the Jewish cemetery. We know that Jesus ascended into heaven from there. And Gethsemane is just beneath the green gardens. You cannot see it, but the wildness, the emptiness there is already Jordan, and between Jordan and Mount of Olives is the Judean desert and the Dead Sea. City of David is right there. Most of it is underground, and if you're afraid from small, narrow places, don't do that, but if not, do that, it's a must. I will do that one day. But let's talk about that. You can see two walls, southern wall and western wall. You can see the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa with the Great Dome. Then let's talk about it. King David lived there. That's where he built his palace. He couldn't build. You can see the train going out from the dung gate, the garbage gate. Yeah, that's the name of the gate. One of the 8 gates of Jerusalem. And now we will take the passengers all the way up to Jaffa Gate. Then in that matter, that was his palace. He couldn't build the temple because God didn't allow him to do that. He did some bad things. We love King David, but he was naughty from time to time. Then only King Solomon, his son, built the temple. It was a small temple, a very important one, but been destroyed by the Babylon. And later on, when King Herod wanted to impress the Jews, he decided to rebuild the temple. The temple was there. It was built by Ezra and Nehemiah, but it was, how should I say it, not the best one. Then in that matter, he wanted to impress. The only problem is that the Holy of the Holy, which is now a Muslim place, was too small for a big temple. That was the top of Mount Moriah. That's where Isaac was almost sacrificed by Abraham. That is the foundation stone, the first stone ever. Then in that matter, he created 4 big walls. And by that, he built a plaza. Now when that was a big plaza, and soon you will see how big it was, he could build a Jewish temple on top of it. He built it on top of the Holy, but now the temple could be higher and more, I wanted to say expensive. It was expensive, but it was so beautiful that so many non-Jews wrote about it. It was between 2 to 3 times higher and bigger than the Dome of the Rock. That temple been destroyed at 70 AD, and from that moment, there's no Jewish temple. At the 7th century, the Muslims conquered Israel, and according to tradition, which is a late tradition, Muhammad reached Al-Aqsa, which is the last faraway mosque, went to the foundation stone, ascended into heaven to meet God himself, who gave him the 5 prayers of the day. Then in that case, from the 7th century, it's held by the Muslims. And if you ask me, the tension between Jews and Muslims is not about Jerusalem, Palestine, and Israel. It's about that stone. We're still walking on the wall, but now we are saying goodbye. And let's see a little bit of it. Remember, that wall that we are now walking on is from the 16th century, built by the Suleiman the Magnificent. Did you already subscribe my channel? Yes, thank you. And don't forget to ring the bell there. Then you will be able to get my latest videos. Ooh, look how steep it is. To enter the Western Wall, then what is the Western Wall Plaza? The Western Wall Plaza is part of the Western Wall, which it's around 500 meters, 1,500 feet, but Most of it is part of the Muslim quarter that build their houses touching to the Western Wall. Then today, if you want to see the Western Wall, you can go beneath the Muslim quarter. It's called the Western Wall Tunnels, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place to visit. Now let me show you now the corner of those two walls. Here it is. You can see the Dome of the Rock, the site of the Jewish temple, and Al-Aqsa to the right of it. And in the background, Mount of Olives. And this is the dung gate, the garbage gate. We saw the yellow train leaving the old city from there. To enter to the Western Wall, they need to check your bags. And now, of course, we'll let them do that. And they have so many things. I have so many things on my bag. Then that's going to be the end of that video, but the next one will be about the Western Wall itself. I hope that you liked my video. I hope that you already subscribe my channel, and yes, everyone can pray there. Christian, Jews, Muslims. It's open to everyone. They will check me like they will check you. Why they're checking us? Because it's a sensitive place, and in Israel, sadly, in sensitive places we have a lot of tension. You know what, John, don't go away, don't go away. I want to show you a little bit more of it. All right. You can see the ground floor from 1st century. The stones there marks the destruction of the temple by the Romans at 70 AD. And now we will say goodbye. See you in my next video.